Ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Fantasy Football, and welcome to my video. In today's video, I'm going to be looking at how well my team has performed for game week 8 and how my team is lining up for game week 9. Now, we are in the international break, so the deadline is really far away. And basically in this video, I'm going to talk to you guys about my overall season so far and my transfer options. I know that there's a lot of FPL managers out there are trying to come up with some kind of plan. And you know, there's some other FPL managers out there that are thinking to bring some Manchester City players after game week 9. So we're all looking for some kind of plan. I'm going to go through what I'm thinking of that might help you as well. But yeah, let's just have a quick look at my my season so far, right? Now, the turning point of my season was actually in game week 4. Even though I got 41 points for my wildcard. 41 points is really low. It's not what you want when you play your wildcard. However, the players that I bought in actually helped me out a lot. You know, this was the front line that a lot of people wanted. And is, you know, as you can see in game week 5, 82 points in this front line returned big. The defense as well, captain choice, and a decent points all around. And then a little bit of a hiccup in game week 6, went down a little bit, but I wasn't too unhappy with my team. And if we look at game week 7, as you can see, above the average of 53, decent returns. You know, at least getting at least 2 clean sheets from your defense is really good. Captain choice worked. Front line again scored. Barnes was a massive differential there. And for game week 8, again, above the average. And as you can see, 68 points. So yeah, that game week 4 was the turning point. And of course, as you can see, it has changed a lot. I'm playing Souček and I got the Werner. So basically what I did for game week 8 was I used 2-3 of my transfers. I removed Ings and I bought in Werner. One of the reasons I bought in Werner is because he's on penalties right now. And you know, as you can see, he's actually is on form. There's a lot of talks of him being benched, and that's going to happen soon rather than later. But it's just something that I have to kind of deal with. And maybe I can just remove him from now and go for a different Chelsea asset. But we will see. We will see. But anyways, as you can see, for game week 8, 68 points, above the average of 55. Fantastic, good returns. And as you can see, from 2.7 million a couple of weeks ago, now in that 1 million mark, and I'm only 22 points behind the top 500k. So it's going well. It's going well. Of course, this would definitely drop, but it's a step in the right direction. So I'm gonna enjoy it. And here we go. As you can see, for my defense, I got Martinez here with 6 points. Did not expect Aston Villa to actually keep a clean sheet against Arsenal, and did not expect them to actually beat Arsenal 3-0. Now, that was a shock in itself, and they actually... No, you know what? I shouldn't say shock, because they played fantastic. They played really well, and with the fixtures that they have, I have to bring in more Aston Villa players like Grealish or Watkins. Lamptey and James were the 2 players that I wasn't sure that if they were going to play, but if they play, then they would have given me some kind of returns. Lamptey did, but James didn't, and Robertson here with only 2. There's a lot of talks about FPL managers are removing Trent and Robertson, and you know what? I'm thinking that as well, because that's a lot of money in that defense there that I can use to go and get someone else. Souček was the hero this week. As you can see, 4.9. He was on my bench for such a long time, and I thought to myself, you know what? All right, it's time for him to show what he's made of against Fulham, and he returned. He returned, and he's got 1 bonus point, which is Fantastic. 9 points, guys. 9 points from a 2.7% owned player is a massive, massive rank kind of jump. Helped me out a lot. Next up is Barnes. As you can see, only 18 minutes played. Was benched. Very disappointing there for me because he was one of my differentials, and only him playing 18 minutes. Yeah, I was a little bit sad, but it's okay. And it's one of these questions where, am I going to hold Barnes or am I going to get rid? Because the fixtures after Liverpool is looking really, really good. But yeah, I think if I had to bring in a Leicester City player, it has to be Jamie Vardy with those fixtures there. We've got Song, only 3 points. A lot of people actually captained him and he blanked. And as you can see, Salah here, 1 goal, scored a penalty, got 2 bonus points, 9 points against Manchester City. And Harry Kane, as you can see, as my captain, scored a goal. Was a little bit nervous because Tottenham didn't play well at all. And yeah, like a lot of people was just watching this game because a lot of people actually captained a Tottenham asset. But yeah, Harry Kane there with a goal and 3 bonus points. And got the total up to 18. Calvert-Lewin got an assist, which helps, which chips in. And Werner got me a goal and 1 bonus point. So, oh yeah, the transfers was I removed Ings and I bought in Werner. And I removed Pereira and I bought in Basuma. And that is going to be on the bench. So that was my 2 free transfers. So decent. Really, really good returns there. 68 points above the average of 55. Really good. And that was my bench. As you can see, my defense is going weaker and weaker. And I can't keep relying on James to play. So yeah, I might need to fix my defense before I fix anything else. However, this is pretty much my team setup. I'm thinking to captain Salah or Calvert-Lewin against Fulham. But Fulham played well against West Ham. And Salah, you know, he's at home. It is against Leicester City. I think Leicester City can still concede a lot of goals. So he's got my captain armband right now. And if I look at this team, you know, there's talks about Werner being benched, so I'm not too sure. And then there's Harry Kane and Song against Manchester City. That is interesting. And as you can see for the defense, it's okay. It's okay. Size is a problem. Look, if he plays, then there's a good chance for him to keep a clean sheet. But it's so difficult to predict this. I've got Size a problem. James kind of a problem. Barnes, I don't really need him for this game week. And Werner could be an issue if he is benched. So my team can be a little bit weak in game week 9. So I need to be quite careful with that. However, I'm not going to make any transfers. I do have some bench players that I can play Souček over Barnes. Something like this I can go with, which is fine. And I do have like 2 players that can help me out if one of my defenders doesn't play. So that's pretty much how my team is lining up. However, there are a lot of transfers that I'm thinking about. And one of the like transfers or one of the players that I'm looking at is from Aston Villa. Because let's just have a quick look at Aston Villa's fixtures. Brighton at home, West Ham away, Newcastle at home, Wolves away, Burnley at home. And it just continues. It just continues. And I am definitely looking at Watkins there. Or Jack Grealish. So I'm looking at these players. I'm thinking to myself, okay, I can bring Jack Grealish easy. Like this. There you go. I got the money. There you go. I've done the move that I want. Got Jack Grealish. Got an Aston Villa player. And I can just do this and just pray that Sice or James actually plays. Then I don't need to get anyone off the bench. So I could just do this and just see what happens, right? And then in game week in game week 10, I am thinking to bring in a Manchester City player because their fixtures are very, very, very good. Let's have a quick look. As you can see, Burnley at home, then it's Fulham. Okay, Manchester United away is tricky, but then it's West Brom. I'm so sorry, but I have to bring in a Manchester City player no matter what. Now, as you can see, I got 0.2. It's not enough money, and I can just do that by removing Robertson. And let's just see how much I actually get. Put Kevin De Bruyne there, and I got 5 million, and I can bring in a defender that is 5 million. It is not a problem. I think there's quite a few. Just have a look. I can bring in a Southampton defense if I wanted to. Maybe go for a double Aston Villa defense. Yeah, I can go and get Kilman there. So there are options. Maybe a West Ham defender. Decent fixtures. It's actually not too bad for them as well. Very good. So, or I could go for Leeds. Like Dallas is like attacking like defender. It's crazy. So there are cheap options there that can help. They're not like the best in the world, but it's still something. It's still good enough to actually get you some clean sheet points. And with this team, I can just captain Kevin De Bruyne. Actually, let me fill this up now. Let me just go and do this. There we go. I won't be taking an 8-point hit. It would just be 4. And I got Kevin De Bruyne. There we go. I got Kevin De Bruyne, Kane, Calvert-Lewin, Werner, Grealish, Salah, De Bruyne. I can go for that 4 at the back. So 4-3-3. Something like that. And I got Souček to kind of like help me out. So these are the things that I'm thinking about. I can do something a little bit different, which not many managers will think about, is to remove Werner. I know what you're thinking, but I mean, if there are talks about Werner being benched and stuff like that, I can. What's the first game? There we go. Newcastle versus Chelsea. If I find out that Werner is benched, then I could just get Watkins, and there we go. That is 6 million, and this front line looks more balanced. As you can see, I've got Harry Kane's expensive, Cavalier in mid-range price tag, and Watkins cheap. And as you can see, 5.8. And there are a lot of players, guys. There are a lot of players that actually is returning, and you know, you could pretty much make a whole team. I can go and get Bamford in as well. I can go and get Jamie Vardy, and I got 3 new front 3. So it's crazy. It's crazy the amount of players that are out there that actually is returning. So Watkins here. Then I do have an Aston Villa player for these fixtures, which is really, really good. So that's what I'm thinking. And if Watkins is on penalties and he stays on penalties, then that's a good buy. And I got 4 million, and I can just bring in Kevin De Bruyne without taking any hits. So I think that this move might be a little bit weird because I'm removing Werner, but I'm getting a cheap player of Watkins that has got a better fixture. Newcastle, okay, they're not that good. It might be tricky there. Leeds United can be tricky as well. I mean, there's some tricky fixtures here for Chelsea, and there's Champions League as well. Watkins is cheaper. It's just something I need to think about. And I got 4 million. And let me just see something here. Let's just go to. Let's just remove Souček just for the fun of it. Let's just see how much we got. 2.6. 4. Okay, I'm not gonna go and get a 4.4 defender there. Okay, so that is not going to be good for Souček. So let's just see if I... But the thing is with Barnes is the fact that he's got a good fixture in game week 10. So he might actually help me out. But Kevin De Bruyne's ownership is 15.9% owned. I think that might be enough for like differentials there. So if I do something like this, then as you can see, I still have to pay 0.6. Then I can remove size and go and get a 4.5 defender. Then there are quite a few defenders out there, but I think that will make my defense a little bit weak. So I was thinking, why don't I just keep Barnes because of his ownership, you know, is low and good fixtures after this Liverpool game. I can just remove Song and I can just bring in Kevin De Bruyne now. And there we go. And I got 1.8. Now, if I think that there's a few defensive problems, I could remove Size and try to cover Chelsea with like Chilwell. I think Chilwell is really, really good, and I think he's going to bring more returns. But yeah, this is what I'm thinking about. And then in the future, I can remove James. Yeah, I think this looks good. I got a Spurs asset here with Kane. I've got De Bruyne. I've got Salah. I've got Watkins who's got good fixture run up. I don't know. It's something I'm looking at. So if I take the -4 point hit in game week 9, could be better to do it in game week 10. Maybe I should just go and get like Watkins and Chilwell for that Newcastle game and play James as well and hope that he plays. I think this might be a better option. And then I have the money, 3 million. Then I can go and remove Song. Or can I do something a little bit more different? So how much was, if I just do this, 5.5. That'll require me to take another 4-point hit. Then I can keep Song if I wanted to. I mean, it's interesting to have a look at these things. I think it's quite fun to kind of see what we can do. What about if I wanted to remove Harry Kane? Oh man, then I guess I'll just bring in Jamie Vardy. Maybe I can set it up. Maybe Watkins like this. 5. Okay, 5.6. Okay. I can go and get Bruno Fernandes. But then I won't be able to get... Okay. Alright. Anyways. That was... yeah. Those were some of my transfers. I thought I'll just go through it with you guys. I think it's quite fun to kind of like do these kind of transfer talks. So yeah, those were some of my transfer thoughts. Hopefully that you guys like that kind of way I present the transfers, where I'll go through my team and I chop and change and I kind of like see how much I can get if I remove a player here and there. I think that makes it more like better. It makes it more realistic kind of thing. Instead of me just going, hey, this player is good. I think it's quite good to kind of like chop and change and see what kind of players that I can actually bring into my team and how many hits they might take and stuff like that. Yeah, I really like doing that. But yeah, anyways, so those were some of my plans. Things could change. We are in the international break, so my next video will be out in the weekend, and I'll be preparing my Champions League video as well. Hopefully this video has helped you. Please subscribe if you are new, and always drop a like on the video. Thank you so much, guys, and I'll see you guys next time. See ya.